Good day to all my respected guests, friends, and family members all around the world. My name is Sam. Welcome everyone to today's sharing of Iteracare, a revolutionary device in wellness industry. As you all know, health is the utmost important issue for all of us. So I hope through this session of sharing today can lead everyone to know more about how Iteracare is going to assist us to have better health. And our speaker for today is all the way from Malaysia. He has a background of sports science, physical education, health, and also wellness. Please welcome Iteracare Product Advisor, Mr. Soma.
Good evening, Mr. Sam. Good day to all our respected guests from all around the world, and welcome again to another edition of Sharing, Iteracare Sharing. And we shall see today, we will be focusing a lot on how water is going to help us through Iteracare, right? And hopefully this session will be of help to all of you. And to start off, the information and instructions provided in the presentation are for general information purposes only. They are not intended to be substitutes for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment to replace medical advice offered by professional physicians. What we are doing is we are helping our body to recover to its original state as far as possible. Right? We shall see how this is going to be done. And before we start, just a word of caution. We are now seeing a lot of people.
Sorry, by the way, Mr. Soma, we haven't seen your screen.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's start again. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, right now it's okay. Please go ahead, Mr. Soma.
All right, thank you. Okay, once again, good day and welcome to all the respected guests from all around the world. In today's session, we shall be focusing a lot on how water is going to help us through Iteracare. And again, the information and instructions provided in the presentation are for general information purposes only. They are not intended to be substitutes for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment to replace medical advice offered by professional physicians. What we are doing is basically to help the body recover itself naturally as best as it could. And we are offering it a helping hand. And a word of caution, we see lots of people using all kinds of terms when it comes to Iteracare. And a special request, please do not use the terms cure, heal, physiotherapy device, and the like, because these are privileged terms for the medical, for those in the allopathy doctors, right? So to start off, first of all, this is the logo, which you shall see on all the devices from Iteracare. Now we are seeing lots of people trying to come up with all kinds of devices. We have seen fake devices. We have seen devices which are similar but without this logo. So lots of things are going on. And because what they found is that the Iteracare device is helping lots and lots of people with their health. And so everybody wants to join in. And just beware, just check that it has this logo, and you will be, you will be having the warranty. And then, if in case of any problems, you have someone to refer to, right? And you won't be left helpless. Okay. And I'm Soma from Malaysia. Now let's see a little bit about the energy. The terahertz energy, and also energy as it is energy medicine. Now, Hippocrates had mentioned 25 centuries ago that if there's a way to heat the bones, then all diseases can be treated. And with this Iteracare device, there's a way to heat your bones. It has got 3 levels of heat, medium, low, and high. And if you use it correctly, then you're doing what Hippocrates has mentioned 25 centuries ago. And he has also mentioned that the natural healing force within each one of us is the greatest force in getting well. So this is exactly what we are doing with Iteracare, getting the natural healing force working for us, right? And natural forces within us are the true healers of disease. And when you get these natural forces working within you, then they are definitely going to be helping you, right? So Donna Eden has mentioned that energy is your life force. It animates every single cell and muscle and fiber in your body. And energy medicine ministers to that life force. And when your energies are flowing and in balance, you are healthy and you feel great. You have to get that energy within you. And she's even written books, how energy medicine can heal and revitalize your health. All right. And Albert Jauzi has mentioned that in every culture and in every medical tradition before ours, healing was accomplished by moving energy. Right? And Mehmet Oz has mentioned that the next big frontier in medicine is energy medicine. So you can see how great this energy medicine is going to be. And he has also mentioned that energy medicine is the last great frontier in medicine. Mankind has tried all kinds of things, right? They're left with energy medicine. And Albert Einstein has mentioned that everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. Now, what we are trying to do is get the terahertz energy which matches our cell energy. And the energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. And he has mentioned future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And now you have it in your hands. Future medicine during Albert Einstein's time is now in the present in your hands. All right. And if you look at energy medicine, along the way, people have tried all kinds of things. All right, because they have known that energy medicine is definitely helping them. And they've tried meridians, chakras, aura, Celtic weave, the basic grid, the 5 rhythms, triple warmer, radiant circuits, to mention a few. Now, basically what's happening is there are practitioners, the people who are experts, where you have to go to them. You have to go to them because they are the ones who are experts in these areas, and you have to seek treatment from them. Now, what's happening is now you have the energy medicine in your hands. You do not have to seek anybody because you can use it from your house, from your homes. All right, it is in your hands. Know how to use them, and you have energy medicine with you. All right, so seek no further. And when we look at the devices with Iteracare, there are 2 devices. One is the Iteracare Pro, and the other is Iteracare Classic. All right. Now, what differentiates them? Now, let's look at the Iteracare Classic first. Now, it is mostly used by individuals and families. All right. It's much lighter than the Iteracare Pro, so elderly, aged people find it easier to hold and use it, and it works on them very well. And lots of them are finding relief from all the ailments. It has an auto cutoff switch where it is too hot after about, let's say, about 60 minutes, it cuts off, and once it's cool, you can reuse it again. The color is maroon red, only one color throughout the world. So if you see any other colors, it's definitely not ours. But now we see more and more other devices which are using the maroon red of Iteracare. Now there's a 3-level switch, which is the different levels of heat, medium, low, and high, right? And when you look at the Iteracare Pro, individuals and families can use them as well. Shouldn't be a problem, but it is mostly used in centers. Reason being, a little bit bigger and heavier, but they can be used for longer hours, hours and hours without having to stop. and their colors are silver, white, black, and they have a 2-level switch. And of course, the price is 10 times the price of the Classic. But if you can afford them, please do have one of these as well. It is definitely going to help you. All right. And people also ask about the certifications. Now, what kind of certifications does this device have? Now, first of all, they come from the Chinese Academy of Sciences and Sinochem. Right? They're certified and patented by them. And the technology is from them. And the manufacturers are Dishang, right? Dishang Technologies. So this is a combination of two. One is the tech for the technology, and one is for the manufacturers. All right. Now, first of all, China has placed importance on the terahertz technology and 6G technology. They've assigned many researchers and scientists on, to do research on terahertz energy, and this device is part of what they have come up with. And with Dishang, we have a reputable manufacturer who produce quality products. All right. So this is a combination of both of them, and this is where you're getting the Iteracare devices. All right. Now, they have got lots of certificates and documents. Some of them are the certificates of conformity, test reports, and compliance information statements. Now, many more you can find on the company website, right? And people also ask, what is terahertz? What is the terahertz wave, right? Now, if you look on the electromagnetic spectrum, you will find that previously there was a terahertz gap. It is between the millimeter waves or the microwaves and the infrared. They used to overlap each other, where the millimeter waves were overlapping as sub-millimeter waves, and the infrared was overlapping as far infrared. But now, especially in the last 3 decades, you find that terahertz has found a definite spot on the electromagnetic spectrum, and it is a new light source, right? And as time goes by, people are discovering more and more uses for them. Now, what makes it especially beneficial to the humans and for their health? Now, first of all, let's look at their position on the electromagnetic spectrum. They lie in the middle between the electronics and photonics, right? Band. Okay. And now, what makes them special is that if you look at the other waves, they work in various ways. But when it comes to the terahertz energy, the focus is more on the molecular vibrations and rotations, which means that it is focusing on you, on humans, on their health, on their tissues, right? So if you look further, a little bit further, you find they're also helping with intermolecular vibrations and intramolecular vibrations, right? And this is why it seems to be so beneficial for people when it comes to health. All right. Now, what do they use them for? Okay. Now, first of all, they were used for scanning in the airports. They found that it was much better than X-ray. And then they started using for electroscopy, imaging, even dentists using them to find caries. And then when it comes to health, now more and more devices are being produced where it is helping people with their health. And with the Iteracare device, this is a handheld device where it is directly helping you with the terahertz energy. All right. Okay. Now, so how can we utilize the terahertz energy, which is where we saw that is helping in the rotational, vibrational, intermolecular, intramolecular areas? Use the Iteracare blower device directly on you, and you have all the benefits which come with it. All right. Now let's look at the skin now and how it plays a part in helping. I mean, in our body. Now, first of all, there's abundance of the terahertz energy all around us and in the universe. Unfortunately, they are not as strong as you would like them to be, and the skin plays an important part in stopping them from penetrating further into our body. What's happening is you have the epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis, and the hypodermis contains lots of water and the blood vessels, and this terahertz energy all around us, which is rather weak, is absorbed at that level. And as such, it doesn't get to go further than that. And that is why people don't really feel the benefits of the terahertz energy which is there. Now, when you amplify that energy, strengthen the waves, what you get is they go a little bit deeper. Now, when you look at your skin again, they're between 3.1 to 6.3 millimeters, and the penetration of normal terahertz waves is only about 0.1 to 0.3 millimeters. Now, when you start using the Iteracare device, they start penetrating 20 to 30 centimeters into you. And this is what makes it so beautiful, and it's helping you with your health, and it's making lots of changes in you. And we shall see why this is happening. All right. Now, why Iteracare? Why should you be using them? What's so special about it? First of all, among all others, let's look at the water which we are drinking. Now, the water which you are drinking, basically in cluster form. Now, what it means is the molecules, the H2O molecules, they happen to, they sort of get into clusters from 2 molecules to 25 molecules. And if the molecules are big, they find it a problem getting into the cells. Smaller molecules, smaller clusters, of course, they get inside. And by research, only about 30 to 50% of the water you are drinking is actually entering your cells. So in spite of drinking a lot of water, you're still not fully hydrated. And at the same time, the water which you drink doesn't have the energy which you really need for yourselves, right? And by the time the water comes from the dams, through the pipes, to the taps in your house, in your homes, there's already no more energy in the water, right? And because of that, the cells find it a problem functioning fully, right? Optimally, because now the water does not get in fully, and the energy doesn't get, there's no energy there. So they become inert, they become dormant. And when this happens, disease starts setting in. Now, what's happening is when you start using the Iteracare device, it breaks the clusters up, it becomes linear. And it gives it the terahertz energy, which corresponds to the energy required by the cells. So now you find lots of water getting into the cells, and the cells become hydrated, and you find that there is energy in your cells. And suddenly you find that your cells are being active again. They become activated, and when they are activated, they start functioning fully. And when they start functioning fully, disease has no place. Okay, and slowly you find that the disease is got rid of, and you find your health coming back to you. This is the beauty of this wave. All right. Now, besides that, it's also non-ionizing. It doesn't steal electrons from your atoms or molecules of the tissues of your body. So it's perfectly safe. It's non-invasive. You do not have to cut open anyone to get this going. There's no contact with the body. It's localized, right? In the sense that you can focus on areas where you have a problem. You have a condition, you have a problem, you can focus it on those areas, and it works. It speeds up the recovery. And it's specialized in the sense that you use it for blowing, right? Now, there's no supplementation. You don't change anything. You don't add anything. You do not remove anything. You use it as it is, and it works, right? It goes right into the body, right into your tissues, and is helping your body, right? So this is what is making things work. Now, one word of caution, the present health condition is important, especially if you have a lung condition. I keep repeating this because lots of people are having a lung condition, especially during this pandemic. Their lungs are being affected. Now, when the lung starts to recover, it will release fluids, right? This is something which happens at the lungs. And if you do it too fast and too soon, then too much might be coming out at one time, and you might feel suffocation. Such, start slowly, gradually increase, all right? And you should be okay, right? And do not let yourself be suffocated. And why terahertz energy? Now, first of all, if you take a drop of blood and look under the microscope, this is probably what you're going to be seeing, all right? Now, first of all, you see all of them in clusters, and they are dehydrated and they do not have the energy. So how do you expect them to function and do what they're supposed to do? And that is one reason why people start getting diseases and they run into problems. Now, when you start using this device, and also when you start drinking the water which is charged by this device, this is what is going to happen to you. Now, first of all, they become hydrated. Secondly, they become energized. Thirdly, they break away from the clusters, and now they start functioning optimally. So they can bring in the oxygen, they can bring in the nutrients, and they can get rid of the waste material, carbon dioxide easily. All right, and that's where you see lots of changes within yourself. Okay, and it's super important to be well hydrated. Today we shall focus a lot on water. It's super important to be well hydrated. Unfortunately, not many people realize that. And for many, they drink lots of water, but they do not realize that the water which they are drinking is not getting into the cells. You need to get the water into your cells. So this is, and we shall see what happens when the water gets into the cells. All right. Now, how many of you can safely say that yes, I'm properly hydrated, right? 70 to 90% of the water is actually going inside my body. And how many of you are dehydrated, okay, in spite of drinking, right? And in which category are you? Are you fully hydrated, semi-hydrated, or dehydrated? Now, this is an important factor because this is definitely going to play on your health, right? And water plays an important role in your body. Okay, it helps you with your skin, it helps you with your kidneys, it helps you with your physical being, it helps you with the mental being, it helps you with weight loss, and lots of other things. All right. So, are you sure? Are you confident that that the water is getting into you? And are you sure that you're drinking enough water? And are you sure that the water you're drinking is getting into the cells? Now, as I said earlier, when you use the terahertz energy, it helps to break the clusters and brings this water right into your cells. All right? With dehydration, you run into lots of problems. Some of the problems are acne, painful sunburns, bags under the eyes, dry red nose, longer hangovers, right? Now, when you talk about hangovers, just to share a secret, those people who have been drinking whiskey, when you charge the water with terahertz energy and you drink whiskey, you find that the next day you do not have a hangover, or it's very fast cleared, right? Now, we have experimented and we have found that this holds true, right? Now, with hydration, you also find healthy scalp and stronger hair and nails, clear, bright eyes, and even weight loss. Like in India recently, it was posted by a person who was 127 kilograms upon using this Iteracare. His weight came down to 87 kilograms. That's really beautiful, right? And we are very happy for him, right? And you also get smooth, wrinkle-free skin because of hydration, proper hydration. All right. Now let's look a little bit deeper into our body, into our organs. Now, when you look at the lungs, they need about 90% water. The blood needs about 82%. The skin needs about 80%. The muscle, 75%. The brain, 70%. And the bones, even the bones need 22%. Now, are you giving that water to your body and to your organs? Or you feel that no, whatever I drink should be sufficient, they will adjust. Right? You really need to give it to them to function well. Right? And do you know that all the cells in the human body are made mostly of water content in their cytoplasm? Cytoplasm? Why cytoplasm? Now, if you look at the cytoplasm, 80% of the cytoplasm is water. They help to maintain the structure of the organelles. They help to maintain the membrane structure of the organelles. Now, if that is not done, then you're definitely going to run into issues. Right? Like I say, the mitochondria. This is important for most of us because it helps you, I should say all of us, because this is where energy is produced. And if the water is not well hydrated, then you have problems for the mitochondria to produce the energy which you need. And that is probably why some people feel listless, lack of energy, and they tire out very fast. Right? So just by drinking water and maintaining and making sure that it enters your cells and your cytoplasm, you find that lots of changes are going to happen. Right? Now, another question people ask is, does your body really replace itself? And if they do, which areas replace, how long, and how? Okay, so let's look at some of the how they do that. Now, first of all the cells replaced? And how long does it take to replace your body cells? Now, if you look at the chart here, red blood cells are replaced every 120 days. And fat storage cells are replaced every 10 years. And if you look at the liver cells, they're replaced every 300 to 500 days. Now, what it's trying to say is they have varying length of time for their replacement. At the same time, there are some which stops growing. Like, for example, your visual cortex stops growing when you're born. All right? And wisdom tooth enamel stops growing when you're 12 years old. Now, what we're trying to say here is whichever area, whichever organs which can be replaced, at the time of replacement, if you can give your cells good cells to be replaced, then they're definitely going to get better. The organs are definitely going to improve. So if you can get that water into those cells, if you can get the energy into those cells, then definitely they're going to replace with good cells. All right? That is what I'm trying to say. So maintain that health, improve that health, and you're going to get healthy cells being replaced in your body. All right? And let's look at the water. How does it help your body? Now, body water is regulated by hormones, right? Various hormones. We shall not look deeper into that. Now, what is important here is, where do you get the hormones from? Your glands produce the hormones. So what you should be doing is, when you blow on your body, don't forget the glands, because they're very important for your endocrine system, where the correct hormones come out in the correct proportions, and they're going to help your body well, right? And the water helps in many functions, and some of the important functions of water in the body include supporting the cellular metabolism, molecular transport, biochemical reactions, and the physical properties of water, such as surface tension, right? And water also provides a fluid environment for extracellular communication and molecular transport throughout the body. So when you do not have that water, then you're definitely going to run into problems. Water itself is also a key component of biochemical reactions involved in physiology, such as hydrolysis. Right? Now, when you have water, the components can be broken up and they can be used by the body easily. Now, when you become hydrated, then what happens is there's less water, and when there's less water, there's a possibility of the components coming together and forming compounds. Many of you are on medication, and some of you have lots of medication daily. And this medication needs the water to perform well. They need to be taken right into the cells for them to work. All right. And if there's no water, then they are going to become compounds and create another problem for you. Right? So many organ systems depend on the physical properties of water, such as the surface tension of water in the alveoli of the lungs. Now, many people have complications when it comes to breathing. At the very bottom of it, if your alveoli is hydrated well, then they have the necessary surface tension of water where they can easily bring in the oxygen and take out the carbon dioxide. Now, when you are dehydrated, you do not have proper surface tension, and this does not happen well. And that's where many people run into problems when it comes to oxygen in the body. Now, at the very base of it, if you look at certain diseases, and one of them is cancer. Now, when you look at cancer, there are some of you who take oxygen for your cancer because for some reason the oxygen is not reaching those areas. Now, if you look deeper, one of the reasons could be that your lungs are not able to bring in that oxygen to those areas. The reason? Because there is not enough water in your body. It's not getting into areas where it should be. So help your lungs, help your alveoli, maintain the surface tension required for it to bring in all the oxygen that it requires, right? And the total amount of water in a human of average weight of about 70 kilograms is approximately about 40 liters, averaging about 57% of its total body weight. Now, normally, you will have about 60 to 70% water in your body. And it depends on where certain areas may require more, as we saw earlier. All right. Now, what's happening is when you're obese, obesity decreases the percentage of water in the body, sometimes to as low as 42 to 45%. This is also the same for elderly people because what they do is as they age, they start drinking less, right? When they especially need more. Okay, so one of the reasons quoted why they drink less is because they tend to go to the going urine more. All right, the frequency of urination increases, so they cut down the amount of water intake. Right now, basically, if the water is going to get into your cells, it's going to work for you. You'll find that that process is reversed. The water is being used by the body. Now, so what's happening is when you drink less, and because of obesity, there's less water in your body, then you run foul of your health and you start getting all kinds of problems. Now, I'm sure you have heard that doctors mentioning that you have to reduce your body weight if you want to improve your health. Now, this is one of the reasons where water, the percentage of water suddenly becomes so much less, right? So do drink more. And the water in the body is distributed among various fluid compartments that are interspersed in the various cavities of the body through different tissue types. I think it's understood. And in disease states where body water is affected, the fluid compartments that have changed can give clues to the nature of the problem. So people have studied, they found that in areas where there is disease, there is less water, where it should be more. right? Now, if you look at it another way, because of the lack of water in those areas, you start getting diseases, right? So it works both ways. Now, what you should do is, if you know that that thing is happening, get that water into those areas, right? So when you are using the blower on those areas, it's helping to bring that water into those cells. It's helping to bring the energy into the cells in those areas. Of course, you don't expect it to work overnight, but bear with it, continue with it, and you will see changes, because now the cells begin receiving the water and the energy it requires. So when the fluid compartments change again and they start having more water, then you find that the disease has got no place to stay and slowly got rid of. All right? So drink quality water. Now let's look at some water content regulation. And the body water is regulated largely by the renal and neuroendocrine systems. There's regulation there. Now, water content regulation is one of the most important parts of homeostasis due to its influence on blood pressure and cardiac output. Many people have problems with their blood pressure and their cardiac output. All right, at the very base of it, first of all, the blood, the viscosity of the blood must be in proper order. All right, so what it means is there must be homeostasis. The hormones play a big part, they bring about homeostasis, and you must get that quality water in. Now, much of this regulation is mediated by hormones, including anti-direct, all these other hormones here, right? We shall not go into it. These hormones act as messengers between the kidneys and the hypothalamus, right? And the lungs and the heart are also involved in the secretion of some of these hormones. Now, let's just look at the kidneys and the hypothalamus. Now, when the hypothalamus senses that there is less water in the body, it tells the kidneys to hold the water, not to release the water. And when it senses there's too much water, then it can remove the water in the body by means of urination. All right. So the hormones play an important part, and for the hormones to play an important part, the glands must be healthy. All right, so that they can secrete these hormones. Okay, and water intake must balance water loss. How many of you can safely say, yes, the water that is lost is definitely being replaced? All right, I drink enough for the water loss to be replaced, or maybe more than the water loss. Okay, healthy adults should drink at least 2 liters of fluids a day at a minimum. Why? Because the utilities that is done by a body takes up about 2 to 2.5 liters for men and 1.5 to 2 liters for women. All right, that's the minimum. Now, what happens to the other parts of the body? What happens to other organs and other parts where they require water? So you need to get more than that so that it works all around, right? It can be used for the utilities and beyond that, all right? Now, drinking too much is usually better than drinking too little, because excreting excess water is much easier for the body than conserving water. Now, just to put it in simple terms, it is better to urinate frequently than to go to the hospital frequently, right? Because every time you urinate, there's lots of toxins and waste material coming out of you, all right? Clearing from your body, especially when you drink Iteracare charged water, right? And another aspect of the water is, now the body is a beautiful machine, better than any machine you have come across, but it works in certain ways. Now, if you understand how it works, then you'll understand why you're getting these problems. Now, first of all, when the water gets into the body senses as to how much water comes in. Now, if you have enough water coming in and it can be taken into your cells, then it is uses everywhere. Everywhere, all the parts have the water. Now, if there's less water coming in, what it does is it senses again and it says, okay, my brain's head, needs more water. Priority is for the head. So the water goes there. When the CPU is okay, and the rest of the water is being sent to the organs because the organs need the water for their functioning. Now, any excess water is then sent to your limbs. Now, imagine if you drink less water. Now, you will start with your limbs, and then your organs will start becoming dehydrated, and then it goes up. All right. So you need to get that water and water with that energy to all parts of your body. All right. And the body obtains water primarily by absorbing it from the digestive tract. So keep your digestive tract healthy, blow on those areas, you will see lots of things happening to you. Right? People find that blowing on the digestive tract helps water to be absorbed, lots of water to be absorbed, and what it's doing is clearing faces. Right? People who had what do you call that? Psoriasis, eczema, they're finding that it's slowly being removed. The faces are becoming clear. Their faces are having their natural color. They look fairer, healthier, younger, and also they find that the what is that? The weight loss has improved, and areas where the hands, the legs, thighs where used to be a little bit more bigger starts coming down, right? Just by blowing at the digestive tract, right? So it's worth a try. And how does the Iteracare device help? First of all, it improves the hydration and it brings the energy together with it into the cells. That plays a big part. And it brings the water into the cells, all right into the cells, into the cytoplasm. It increases the amount of water in the cytoplasm, and everything starts working now. And it also helps with homeostasis, to name a few of how it helps. All right. So the point is, you need to get water which is unclustered and has energy and wanted so badly by the body, and it has to work for you. Just drinking ordinary water, of course, we have been doing that all the while. I've been doing that all the while, but now I find that drinking this water has changed my life. Right now, how does it help? In other ways, it helps to reduce pain, including headaches, migraine, and joint pain. And also helpful as an alternative treatment for a variety of diseases like dermatitis, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, gastrointestinal disorders, pain relief, and wound healing. It's also helping to reduce the toxic side effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy in cancer patients. Right? And it's also helping in the modulation of the immune system. Get your immune system boosted. All right? And when you find that it's working well, you find that lots of things are happening to you. The body is able to take care of itself, especially during this endemic. It's helping lots of people, and lots of people who are able to improve their immune system are finding that it's been a long time since they actually went to see the doctor for fever or flu, right? Besides other things. It's also helping in the stimulation of the nervous system, especially when it comes to neuropathy. It's also helping to improve blood circulation. It's helping to reduce the blood viscosity, and people are finding it easier on their hearts, all right? And it also helps to improve the lymphatic system performance. So when you start getting rid of more waste and toxins in your body, diseases related to them suddenly start disappearing. And it's also helping to clear the meridian and chakra points. Okay, and then some signs, you might see some signs during treatment. You might feel a little bit of pain, some burning or tingling sensation may be felt on the affected and problem areas. All right, then you know that that area is affected and you should be focusing on those areas. And traditional Chinese medicine says that where you have pain, probably there's a block in those areas, and vice versa. We do not have pain, probably everything is okay there. So you know that that area needs to be blown as well, right? And if you look at your body field, right, so it should be moving around and moving all over smoothly. And when there's a block somewhere, then it's the beginning of a problem there, and people find all kinds of problems starting from there. Right? The Chinese call it qi. So you get it to you get you what you do is you unblock wherever it's blocked, and you find that your health improves. And this device helps you with that. Right? And people are finding that this device is really user friendly. You do not have to go to somebody to learn something, or you do not have to depend on anybody. You can use it by yourself. It's easy to operate, no professional skills or knowledge needed. Just blow on the affected area. If you have a problem, you just need to follow some additional simple guidelines. And the important thing here is do not drop or shake it. Do not allow water to enter it, especially when it's hot, and allow the device to cool before you store them. All right. So as long as you do that, it will take care of you. And some additional simple guidelines. First of all, the speed at which results can be seen depends on the body and health condition of each person. Right? If you're more chronic, then it might take a little bit longer for you to see results. And the frequency of use also plays a big part. If you use it more often, then it starts working on you faster. So people have asked, can there be an overdose? In this case, you do not get an overdose, right? Every time you use it, it's working on some tissue of your body, and it's improving that area. And what happens here is, when you use the Iteracare device, and when you project the terahertz energy on yourself, they are not the ones healing you. Now, what's happening is they create a conducive environment where the body now is able to do its own healing. And that is what is bringing about changes in your health, right? Now, as I said earlier, the inert or dormant cells suddenly become active because now the water can get into those cells and they can bring in the energy, and everything else you do starts happening, right? So this is very basics of natural healing. And in natural healing, expect something called a healing crisis. Now, what is a healing crisis? A healing crisis is a temporary worsening of symptoms after beginning a treatment, especially in alternative medicine. And you may also see it called an aggravation, a detox reaction, or a cleansing reaction. And in a healing crisis, symptoms briefly worsen before they begin to improve. All right? So please tell all those people who you have recommended this device to that they can expect this condition, especially if they have a chronic problem, right? It's more noticeable, okay? And they must be prepared for it. They might feel a little bit of pain. They might feel itchiness. They might feel rashes. So prepare them for it because the body is clearing itself. And once it has cleared, then it stabilizes, right? And you'll be back to what you are. And it is an improved condition, right? Now it is helping in lots of areas. And the main areas where it can help is with various inflammations, various pains, various blockages. It's also helping people to get healthy skin and also for beauty, right? And the list here is not the end, okay? And if you look at Susan from Africa, she's a beautiful woman, and she's using the Iteracare on her face, and you can see the bounciness and the shine on her face, and she's even more beautiful now, right? And what differentiates the Iteracare from the other methods is it has additional deep penetration. What it means is most of the methods used for treatment work on the outer surface. If anything inside, you have to depend on supplementation or some other feature. Now, with Iteracare, you have deep penetration and it works right inside of you. All right, it affects the tissues inside and brings about change, and in various ways, which we shall talk about it one day, uh, where it works on the frequencies, it works on the tissues, it works in so many ways, and it's bringing about changes to lots of people, right? And people also ask, how do I use this device to blow? Now, if you are using it just for general blowing, and if you do not have a health condition, you might want to look at this chart, which you can get it off the person who brought you here today, and focus on these areas. Now, if you have a condition and you want to look at which are the areas, you can refer to the spine and focus on certain points or give a general rundown, blowing on the on the whole area. And if you do not wish to do that, you can also use the reflexology points. You can use the reflexology points to blow on your soles of your feet and also on the palms of your hand. All right, because they correspond to various areas in your of your organs. And if you wish to, you can also use the human anatomy chart, look at the organs which are affected and blow directly onto them. And it still works. All right. So there's no one way. Choose whichever is convenient and useful for you. And you find that people are using it all over the world for various treatments, various ailments. You have people with knee problems, and here you see people are using it for gastrointestinal problems. Here you see this bulge here, and lots of people are now coming for treatment with this device. And I've had someone who has been telling me that ever since, this person is a masseur who gives massages for health, and ever since this device was being used by this person, now everybody is now lining up to get treatment from that person, because they want that person to not forget to bring this Iteracare device, because on top of the massage, they want this treatment because they find that lots of things are improving for them. Right? Now it's helping with varicose veins. This is after 1 month, and this is a person who had an accident. How it looked like before and after using our device. And people are also asking about the benefits of drinking Iteracare charged water. Now, when you charge the water, it is breaking the clusters, making them linear, giving them the energy which the body needs. So when you drink that water, it's working within your body, and it works on your entire body, and it kickstarts your system to help bring you back to good health. And with the Iteracare blower working on the outside, they complement each other. All right. And the Iteracare blower, you focus on areas where you want speedier recovery, and they start working. All right. So this is how it's helping people. And when you are healthy, when you become healthy, you're not going to keep quiet. You're so excited, and you're going to share with your loved ones because you want to see everybody healthy and your good friends. And your friends and your loved ones are going to notice what's happening to you. Now, most recently, what happened was I met a friend 2 days ago. He was telling me that his sister had a poor vision and poor health, and most of the time confined to the house, all right, unable to go out on her own. And what happened was he gave her this device to use, and suddenly she started, her vision started improving, her health started improving, and she started to go out on her own. And there were some people who had mentioned that I don't think that this device is going to help you. I don't see how it's going to help you. And when she started going out, everybody was shocked. And everybody was asking, what is this device? What does it do? Now, can I try? See? So this is what's happening to lots of people around the world. And when it helps with your health, it also is going to help with your wealth. All right? Because lots of people are going to ask about this device and ask you to get it for them. And with Price International, that's a company which you're working with. When you buy yourself this device, you're buying this device for health, your health. Get your health going, right? And when you buy this device, at no extra cost, the company gives you a global business, right? It comes together with your purchase, comes together with the device. Suddenly, when you are registered, make sure you are registered. So when you are registered, you have a global business with you, and you have a good product which works. All right. Now you can tell anybody safely that they can try it on them, and if they have a health problem, should be helping them. You need a good plan, and the company gives you a good plan. They give you back more than 60% of whatever they earn. They give you good support anywhere you are, and they connect you with anyone anywhere in the world. You can stay in one corner of the world and get that device delivered to someone in the other corner of the world, right? Company helps you. And many people are finding that now they're getting a good income, even passive income, right? So you definitely cannot go wrong. And you find that when people get better, the health improves. These are blessings which come for you, all right? You're helping someone with their health. Many people have tried various ways to improve their health, and they find that it's not working. And when they find that this device is helping, it's definitely a blessing for you as well, all right? You're helping someone in need, okay? So with Iteracare, the greatest wealth is health, right? First, take care of your health, and the wealth will follow. And with that, I thank you again. I'm Soma from Malaysia. Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Yeah, thank you very much to our Iteracare product advisor, Mr. Soma Sundram, for sharing with us the benefits of Terra's energy and also the wonders of Iteracare device. And for our friends who are the very first time together with us, I strongly encourage that you should try or experience yourself with this product, because as long as we started the product launch in the market for the past 9 months, it managed to penetrate at least 30 over countries of market. Wherever it goes, it helped many people to improve their health. So I should encourage you at least have a try on the products. So if you need further information about Iteracare device and so on, kindly contact the person who invited you to today's meeting. And do not forget also to visit our Iteracare channel in YouTube to get more about information and also more testimonies that we have uploaded there. So that's all for the sharing for today. So once again, thank you to Mr. Soma, and also thank you for all our friends on the line that were willing to spend time together with us for these sessions. Hope to see you next time in the air. Meanwhile, I wish you, remember, stay safe, stay healthy, wish you all the best. See you next time. Thank you and bye-bye.